Hello and welcome to this clip having a quick look at explaining differences in boiling points using intermediate forces. So we're presented with nitrogen, phosphorus and arsenic and their respective boiling points, and we've got two sections that ask us to compare two examples from the three in the table and explain the difference in boiling point between them. So let's have a quick look at intermolecular forces in summary. So all covalent molecules exhibit London forces due to the imbalance of the distribution of electrons in atoms. So without going into how London forces are set up, basically every single covalent molecule that is simple covalent will exhibit London forces. If, however, there is a permanent electronegativity difference between bonded atoms, you will also get what are called permanent dipole-dipole interactions, of which hydrogen bonding is a particularly strong example. So for hydrogen bonding, you need either hydrogen bonded to fluorine covalently, hydrogen bonded to oxygen covalently, or hydrogen bonded to nitrogen covalently. So if we look at ammonia, because that's one of the things we're supposed to think about for the first question, ammonia has hydrogen bonded to nitrogen, so ammonia will exhibit hydrogen bonding. So we'll also need to consider what happens as you go down a group. And if you look at the proton numbers, if you remember, protons in an atom will be equal to the number of electrons. So this is something that could influence our London forces as well. So let's start with the first section. Explain why the boiling point of pH3 is lower than the boiling point of NH3. Well, NH3 will exhibit hydrogen bonding, whilst pH3 will not. So the hydrogen bonding between NH3 molecules is stronger than the London force between pH3 molecules. So it takes more energy to overcome the hydrogen bonds between ammonia molecules than the intermolecular forces present in pH3. The next section wants you to think about explaining why the boiling point of pH3 is lower than the boiling point of AsH3. Now they both exhibit London forces, no hydrogen bonding going on here. But there are more electrons in AsH3. If you have a look at arsenic, it's got a proton number of 33. It's got 33 electrons as a result. If you look at phosphorus, it's got a proton number of 15, so it's got 15 electrons as a result. So arsenic has twice as many electrons in its atom. If you get more electrons, you will get stronger or more London forces. And that means that those London forces will require more energy to overcome than the London forces present in a molecule containing smaller atoms, because the molecule containing smaller atoms will have less electrons, such as pH3. So let's have a look at the mark scheme. Well, we did mention NH3 as hydrogen bonding, so we've got mark 1. We said that hydrogen bonding is stronger. Now be very careful here. Do not allow a response that implies covalent or ionic bonds breaking. That's the big mistake that lots of people make. They either say it directly or they leave it open to interpretation. That could be what they're saying. So be very careful to be specific about what is breaking. So that's why in the mark scheme it mentions hydrogen bonding. So the key principle in the second part is AsH3 has more electrons, which we touched upon, which will lead to stronger London forces. And that gets our second mark out of 2 for part 2. Okay, thank you for listening. This has been a fairly applied question, actually. You've got to be very specific and putting the words together for this to get the marks. So as always, thank you, and until next time, see you soon.